What's up, clan? It's your boy AfriCantaloupe coming at you with a brand new video. Now, I was going through my Facebook memories the other day and I came across this photo that I uploaded like 5 years ago, and it was of me cosplaying as 6ix9ine back when he was still filming child pornos. This brought back memories of all the times that I had dyed my hair, along with the one incident that happened that made me swear off of dyeing my hair for the rest of my natural life. And I'm here to share these stories today because y'all definitely do not have enough reasons to make fun of me.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No.
So the first time I dyed my hair was back in 10th grade, and around that time I was really into making myself stand out in the crowd. And although everyone knew me as the guy who carried lotion around in my backpack, because, I mean, you never know when you need to moisturize your ashy skin is all I'm saying. I felt like that wasn't enough, so I decided to go a step further. So during winter break, I went to Walmart and I copped the cheapest hair dye I could find because I didn't have a job at the time, and the only money I got was from running errands. Hashtag $20 is $20. The cheapest hair dye was called Splat, and looking back at all the damage it did to my hair, I can honestly say that it's really that cheap for a really good reason. Do not buy it. If you want a quality dye job, you need to pay some quality dollars, okay? Splat will just fuck you up. Shout out to Splat. Shout out to Splat. Fuck you. So when I got back to my complex, all my friends were all hanging out at the pool. So I went over there and I asked them if they'd be down to help me dye my hair. And of course they said yeah, because, you know, I guess people like to make bad life choices together and not talk anybody out of it. Shout out to my friends. Fuck you. So we started off by dyeing my hair blonde, and at that time I was really giving off some Dennis Rodman vibes. I'm gonna be really honest here and say that the blonde, it looked really good in the beginning. But then we started adding shit to it and fucked it all up. Because when I was at Walmart, I couldn't really decide on what color I wanted. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to be a blood or a crip. So I got both red and blue hair dye. So I asked my friends, I asked them, so which one should I use? And they said, why not both? And you know, my barely developed 10th grade mind was like, oh my God, that's a perfect idea. Why not put 3 different kinds of hair dye in my hair and see how that turns out? So eventually we got finished with the hair homicide, and of course it looked like a clown vomited on my head. But was it over? No. We're going a step even further, because one of the guys had a bright idea to put dots of hair dye inside of the hair that was already dyed to make it look like it was polka dots. And I still thought that was a good idea. I really thought that this was a good idea, so I went with it. So after we stuck the dots in my hair, I decided to go home and see what my mom would think about that. And you know, my mom, she's a very, very nice person. I love her. Shout out to Mom, I love you. And so I walk in and she just kind of looks at my hair and just goes, what's that? I said, oh Ma, that's my new look. I dyed my hair, do you like it? And she said, well, it's definitely different, which basically means, oh my God, why did you do this? You look disgusting. Throw it away, throw it away, throw it all away. Do not ever do something like that again. But of course, my mom, she was really supportive in the things that I did. So she wanted me to have my own individuality. So she didn't say any of that. She just kind of went with it. Just wanted to see how it all played out. But I'm sure as soon as I left the house, she started Googling mental asylums in Henderson that she could ship me to get my brain fixed. And that probably would have been a good idea to send me to, given the fact that I'm now a 21-year-old barely functioning member of society. So eventually, winter break ends and I get back to school. And now you guys are gonna see why I did all this for real. Because one of the reasons was for me to stand out. But another reason was because there was this really cute girl in my history class. Honestly, I don't remember her name, and I barely remember what she looks like. But I remember 10th grade me thought she was so hot with her newly dyed hair that I figured that if I dyed my hair, then we'd have something in common, something that we could talk about. And I guess she'd fall in love with me and we'd walk into the sunset with her disgustingly dyed hair. That didn't happen, clearly. I mean, she looked like an absolute goddess with her dyed hair. I just looked like someone threw a melted snow cone at my head and I didn't wash it off. So I walk up to her all super confident, got the swagger going on, got the rainbow Skittles on my head. I mean, we're in the game right now. We're in the zone right now. And so I walk up to her and I go, "Hey, so-and-so, how's your winter break?" And she's looking down at her desk, and so she's like, "Oh, hey, Marquise, it was those exact noises, okay?" And I knew that it was bad. I knew she thought that it looked terrible, but I was waiting for her to, like, you know, say something about it. But she just kind of didn't. She just kind of looked down and looked away because I guess she didn't want to be seen with, okay, I'm running out of insults from my head, but let's just say I said one clever right now and move on. And so she stops talking to me, and so I turn around and I walk away and walk back to my seat. But what I didn't know at the time was that she had actually pulled out her phone, took a picture of the back of my head as I was walking away, and put it on Twitter and said, "When I said men are clowns, this is not what I meant." And I mean, it didn't really get that much traction, but enough people saw it to make it a kind of a laughing stock thing at my school for the next, I don't know, week or so. And at that point, I kind of realized that, you know, everyone was laughing at me and not with me. And so it kind of hurt a little bit. So I decided to just shave off my hair the next week and just say, you know, screw individuality. I'll just be a normal nobody. And hopefully this whole thing would just blow over. And it did eventually, until I decided to dye my hair again the next year, but that is a story for next week, all right? Thank you so much for reaching the end of the video. If you like what you saw, go ahead and dye that like button blue and dye that subscribe button gray. That was really good, all right? I'm gonna use that for the next 2 parts of this series. Comment below any kind of hair dye stories that you guys have or anything you liked about the video. And I will see you guys hopefully next week with part 2 of this Dye-sasterous Dye-lemma. But until then, I've been africantaloupe and shit, what was my exit line? Fuck. Oh, right. Peace.